Hello and welcome to another MCO market update on Bitcoin. We are currently here on the daily time frame, and you can see that the market is still holding our standard Fibonacci support zone for this wave 4 pullback. For a lot of people, the main question is, have we already topped in this bull market, or do we get one more high? My view is, at the moment, there is no evidence that a bull market top has formed, okay? There is no evidence, even though it is a likely scenario. The top could have formed. We talked about that many times in previous videos. It is about, for me, it's about maybe one more high as a bonus. It would be ideal, but it is not technically needed, because what we are looking for is always a 5-wave move into the trend direction. When that 5-wave move is full, the risk is very, very high. I mean, that is what our model is telling us. Yeah, we're just listening to the market and try to decipher what the market is telling us. So from the 2022 low, the market has formed already, and you can see that here on the daily chart very well. The market has already formed a 5-wave move to the upside. Surely we can then debate whether in this 5th wave the market could form one more high to form a clearer 5-wave move to the upside. But this is not, this is not necessarily needed. The market doesn't have to do that. Rather, once we got here into this topping area in December, January, I've been warning that the minimum requirements for a 5-wave move up for a completed pattern, so to speak, from the 2022 low, those minimum requirements, they were fulfilled. Now, after that, the market then dipped into the support area that we've been talking about since December or November even. I think I even had it on the chart a little bit before that. And it's between $69,000 and $82,000. Now, this is an area that is now being tested. The price has come down, dipped into this support area, and yeah, it's now testing it. So why is that level on the chart, or that area? That area is on the chart because it helps us to identify the relevant support levels for a still bullish scenario. That means as long as the market is holding above $69,000, technically speaking, this current move to the downside could just be a wave 4 in a larger 5-wave move. So the rally from the August low 2024 could ideally form one more high. It is not technically needed, but it would be ideal. And we cannot confirm technically that a major top is formed until the price breaks below that level. So at the moment, I still keep the door open for higher. The problem is rather that on the micro level, the last movements to the upside, they have all been corrective in nature, 3-wave movements. There is no clear confirmation that here on the 11th of March a substantial low formed. So what are we looking for now? That means the pattern is overall still very fragile. We still have to be very cautious. $69,000 is important support, and the resistance zone we are watching is currently here between $91,000 and $104,000. This is standard resistance that the bulls need to overcome to unlock prices in the $130,000 region. It really is all about what's happening here now, because as long as the rallies remain corrective and in 3 waves, there is a risk that we have already formed the top in the bull market. As long as this is just a 3-wave rally, we have to pay very close attention to the resistance area if we get there from here. And if any strong rejection happens, any strong move to the downside from this red resistance area, that would be a warning that the red scenario is playing out, and we could start a decline into the $50,000 to $60,000 region from there. So I'm just on standby at the moment. I'm simply watching the structure here. And if the market confirms further that a substantial low formed through upside momentum, a break above the trend line, for example, then we will track a rally towards $95,000 to $100,000. This will be the decision moment, because if the pullback afterwards is a higher low, it might set the stage for a rally to $130,000. However, if the rally stops there and we get 5 wave movements to the downside, we break support levels on the micro level, that would be a warning that we are breaking to the downside. So now let's take a look at the micro price action. And today Bitcoin has held our micro support region here. This is really just zoomed in what I just showed you. Zoomed in the pattern from the 31st of March low. To identify whether a local low has formed here, we need also a 5 wave move up. We do have a weak 5 wave move up in this white scenario. Let me refresh that because I added a different scenario earlier today. Something else to watch. So in the white scenario, we already have fulfilled the minimum requirements for a 5 wave move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is very weak though. A bit higher would be ideal. And then I cannot rule out another 4-5 pattern for a clearer 5 wave move. So it's all about just watching for relevant support levels, resistances. The last support zone held. I've removed it from the chart now. If the price now forms a pullback, this would be an area to watch between $83,690 and $85,084. And then from there, another high could form. So that I would prefer that actually. Or if we form a cleaner 5 wave move already now, a bit higher, then the pullback needs to hold 82,306 to keep the bullish scenario alive. Basically, all it means is we can continue to keep climbing in a 5 wave move as long as we're holding $83,690. Below that level, it already becomes more probable a more substantial top is in, but we can still consider it a wave 2 correction as long as we're holding 82,306. Below that level, it opens the door to round about 75k. So here in the very short term, we are paying close attention to the next upside levels. Resistance is at 86,576 and 87,143. These could be next resistances. I will throughout the day adjust micro support further. If you're a gold member, then you will be informed about that on Discord in our member area. And then once we have a local top in place, we have to shift the focus to these support areas. They are only there for info right now because there is no evidence yet that a substantial, let's say a more substantial top has formed here yet. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.